Hey guys and gals, Malku, 1974, back at you with another episode of our single mod survival, where we take a single mod, in this case Industrial Craft 2, and use it for the majority of our needs in our Let's Play. There are also a few other mods that we add here or there that fill in the gaps that IC2 is either broken or does not actually have a function for in the game. Last time we left you, we were working on our wonderful little... Oh, you guys notice stuff different? Yes, I've been working on a lot of stuff. I fell in love with this line stained glass. I know it doesn't look the greatest, but I just like it. I just like it a lot. So I started adding it as my own glass. I put it pretty much as all the glass in the whole base, and I even installed doors for we can keep those pesky monsters out of the base. It's all controlled. You can open it from inside, outside. You can see I got some glass up there. I got the glass there. Yeah, it's about everywhere. So look at that. Now the base is completely shut off. We keep the bad men away. The bad men are coming after me. Ooh. And we put some more glass. Everything has glass now. I even installed new doors here. Like that. So I just like it. I just like it. So let's go take a look at what we got downstairs. I have upgraded. It's been a little while since I've actually videotaped. Video-wise. So let's take a look. There is another one of our Steam gizmogos. Gizmogos, is that even a word? I don't even know. And she's a running. So now we're popping out 600 EU per tick out of this room. And we have our nuclear reactors running. I just refilled it. This is like the third time I've refilled it. So it has been a little bit. Oh, wait, you probably just saw something different, didn't you? That's right. I added these component heat vents for the sole reason of filling these spots, because I came up with the idea that what if I, pulled out the expended fuel rods and put new fuel rods in, for I didn't have to manually do it and I wouldn't have to come down here and find out what's what and all that. But then I got to thinking, the only thing I really have is logistics pipes, and it would work, but I would have to change everything for everything was a dual fuel rod, and all the empty spaces once they were pulled out could be filled back in with dual fuel rods. These single fuel rods would not work because the logistics pipe would not know where to put them. So that idea kind of went down the tube. But I just kept this full. These serve no function. You can see I can take them out. It's not going to change anything. They serve no function other than filling space and all that stuff. So yeah, that is the reason for that. So you could still just run with the overclocked heat vents and be all cool about that. I'm also thinking about doing a nice tutorial on the 5x5x5 reactor here. And I've seen a few of the other tutorials, and they're about just as long as my last two episodes were. And really, you could do this in 20 minutes. You could teach people how to do this in 20 minutes. It's not all that difficult. You would just have to be quick about it. So I'm thinking about doing a tutorial on it to have something fresh for my Minecraft tutorials on there. Don't know what you guys would think about that. It wouldn't be no, 45 minute video, because, that's not really good tutorial system for Minecraft, but I'll think about it. I'll see if I can come up with the quick and easy way of doing it. Basically, all you need to know is all you really need to know is how to build the 5x5, putting that in there, maybe this reactor set up for you guys, so you know that, and then the flowchart for these. So these take a flowchart. You got your hut going in there and all that stuff. We went all through that stuff. It's just, if you know what you're doing, you can get it done real quick. I would surmise on that. So what are we gonna do today? Today we are going to make our solar panels. And I told you that I was gonna make the replicator, but I've already made it, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. It's because I had to try it out. and I was very, very disappointed. Remember when I just did my intro and I said, and I have other mods that fill in the gaps that Industrial Craft is either broken in or does not have. Well, unfortunately, the replicator is completely 100% a broken endgame option for Industrial Craft 2, and I'm not saying that lightly. It's completely, utterly garbage, and I'm not making fun of it. I'll tell you what it is right now. Let's take a look at the storage pattern. Alright, so I've already done all this. I already know how it all works. I've been doing this off thing. So the UU matter for a diamond is 31.72. The UU matter for the iridium is 120 millibuckets, which is, it's more expensive than the diamond by a long shot. Sticky resin, on the other hand, is 6.331 buckets. So that is actually buckets. A millibucket is less than a bucket. So this, right now, sticky resin is the most expensive thing in the game. An ender pearl is 1 bucket, which is quite expensive on its own. If we look at a torch, which seems, I guess that's sort of reasonable, is 1.169 millibuckets. I guess that's reasonable. Redstone is, I guess, reasonable. Gold, it does seem, I guess, reasonable. And rubber is 100 millibuckets, which is pretty close to UU matter. So as we can see, I looked up the actual what these are supposed to cost. I don't know if coming from a programming point of view, their algorithm that they're using to figure out what things cost is completely broken. The old UU matter, when the pattern storage stuff first came out, was about 4,000 millibuckets, or 4 buckets, I guess you can call. No, 3.5 buckets of UU matter to make 1 iridium ore. Right now, it's cheaper than dirt to make. This is not the right price. These are not the right prices. So my whole idea of using the pattern storage to fill in the gaps of products I did not have, especially where is it? The ender pearl, which is what I really, really needed out of everything, because I have no form of ender pearl hunting other than going out at night and hunting endermen. That's what I was really looking forward to. It's completely broken, so I had to come up with a new way of doing that. We are not going to cover how we're going to do that this episode. We'll get into that next episode. It requires installing another mod to fill the gap of the replicator. I will use the replicator to make UU matter, and that is about it. So we'll go back to that later. But so solar power panels, right now I'm making the cerium pieces that's in the molecular transformer. I did move it from over there to over here. If you notice that this whole part of the base has been redone, I pulled out the fuel stuff that we used to have in here, and now I have the mass fabricator, which is greatly over exaggerated in what it costs for fuel to produce what is in this. I mean, this right here is just a waste of space, but I need it for the UU matter, so I have no other choice than to do that. And we won't get into there. So let's go work on that solar power thing. First thing we need to make the advanced solar power, which is fine. We'll do that, and then we'll upgrade it to a hybrid solar panel. And then we will take that solar power and we'll run our quarry off it, which should speed up our quarry, which should speed up our UU matter and our recycling and stuff like that. So let's get going on that right now. Let me grab everything I need out of here. I should be able to take this out of here. Put this like this. Getting hot out there now. Unfortunately, it's hot outside, and I had my AC on, but I have to shut it off because if I have my AC running on, the video of this will sound terrible since it's only about maybe 5 feet away from me. It's not pointing at me, but it's pointing away, but yeah, so that would not be a very fun thing. So yeah, we need all of this for making these things. First thing we need to make our irradiant glass pane, which is 2 irradiant. Wait, you know what? I am gonna need that. Then let me look. Or let me grab a couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just grab those. I'll worry about that later. Alright, so how do we make that? So that's just glowstone with uranium nugget on it. I have this all set up. We just go like that. Oh, I don't even have enough glowstone. Hey, why you no work? Oh, because I used too many. Oh. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. There we go. Take that. Take that! I might need some more glowstone. Glowstone. I only have 5 left. Man, I don't want to go back to the nether. The nether sucks. Alright, so, what'd I just do? Oh yeah, I did that. Alright, here we go. So, we got that, that. I do have reinforced, but I have to kind of make it. So I think I go like that. So I had some, but I didn't have enough. And now we should be able to do this, right? Yes. I'm only making one of them for now. So I'm going to need all of those for later. So these are all set. I have this. I do have the solar panel. I made that a long time ago. Remember, before we actually were doing the new reactor, I made that. I got my advanced solar thing. So I now need the irradiant reinforced plate. Which first we need to make iridium ingot, which I do have here. And that is surrounded by iron. And that makes us one of those. So yeah, if you can tell, I've already made the iridium ore. And if you couldn't tell, then shame on you. And we will now do the last part, which I will need a scenario. I don't know how to say that word. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. 9 of them. Nice. I can make iridium in that if I wanted to. If I really, really wanted to. What I need is this. And I think if I burn it first, correct? No. How do you make that? I forgot. What was I looking at? Oh, there would be these. That would be this. That would be that. Oh, I need a compressor. I can do that. I can do that. I can compress you. There you go. Have a nice day. Don't say I never did anything for you. Alright. So where was I? Oh yeah, we're making this part. I should have this now. I do! Wow, my first irradiant reinforced plate. Now I should be able to make the advanced solar panel. Yes! My first advanced solar panel. Makes me happy. I've never looked at one. Want to look at one? Do I have my thing? I do have my thing. I have my thing, damn it! Let's see how this baby works. We'll just go like this. Boom! We'll look at it. Oh, look at you. So the advanced solar panel only outputs 32 EU per tick. So it is about equivalent to one of my windmills going super, super fast. But we want to upgrade it. The next level doubles that. So we do want to get that going. So let's go touch that. I will touch you where you don't like to be touched, Mr. Solar Panel. Alright, so here we go. Look at that. I think I have everything other than the iridium reinforced plate, which we should be all set on. I should just be able to go like that. And I have 2 of them! Yeah! I should have 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, and... oh, fail. What'd I do wrong? I did something wrong. Okay, we go like that, go like that. We go like that, we go like that. We go like that. Oh! I see what I did wrong. Duh! We are missing, not the hybrid, we don't want the super hybrid or the super, we got this, the enriched uranium. This is where I needed a bunch of these, babies. So I should have 9 of those, right? I got 8. That's okay, because I have 1 more right here. We're gonna go like, be a little bit overpowered, but that's okay. We like being overpowered. Let's go power up our stuff over here. So, this should... oh crap, really? I only have insulated copper cable on here? Really? Insulated copper cable can only do insulated, let's look it up. 128, so if this is 68, and that is, what is this baby giving out? Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of this. Oh crap, you don't like me. Don't do that again. This is, hey, 100, that's giving out 34, 60, Yeah, so we're good. We're good. Ah! I almost fell. Tricked you. There we go. So look at that. Is that thing moving much faster? Oh yeah, look at that! It's like going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Holy crap. Look at you go. I wonder if that's gonna overflow that. Oh, look, I even got some diamonds. I even got some diamonds, baby. Nope. Ah, I got slowed down on some of that stuff over there. Look at you. Are you stuck over there? What's over there? Jump down into the water! Oh my god, it's dark. Can't see. Alright, it's moving again. So there you go. That's what I wanted to do. I finally made a solar power panel, and it's going to be powering my quarry from now on. I could probably actually do 2 quarries now, couldn't I? If I really wanted to. Daylight cycle 64 EU a tick. Max output 128 EU, so that's what it can put out. Storage is 0. So this thing is literally sucking it all up while we stand here gawking at it. Let's go look at the base, see how that's going. My energy level's at 99%. That's cool. Hello, Mr. Cow. Hey, don't show me your butt. Stupid cow. So these should be popping out at a reasonable rate, I would say. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so that's definitely faster now, I would say. Which should give me more recycling. These things are still keeping up. I don't know, I just can't get enough recycling to go into this. See, I'll change it around a little bit. No longer needs to be stored because it doesn't make any. I do have 1 UU matter cell, so we can go over here and I can show you guys what I do. I just fill that up and I get 1099. And if I want to make my iridium ore, which I do, I just go single run and I run it. If I do continue, I should be able to do repeat run now, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's do it. Sometimes this breaks down though, but I haven't run it since I've installed the actual reactor. By the way, the reactor, I did install the information panel from Nuclear Control 2. It does work. It gives you the output and the output and the core temperature. There's a few other options you can set. You can look at the coolant, the hot coolant buffer, coolant. The only thing it doesn't give you is a time on remaining of how long the reactor is going to last, which is kind of a bummer. So I just kind of guess at when it's going to be done. Usually I guess wrong. So there you go. We should get about, let me see, if it's 120, we'll get about 8 more UU matter out of that, maybe 9 if I push it. This thing is very slow. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to go somewhere for a second, but I am back. I want to show you one more thing before we cut this episode and move on to another day. One thing I forgot to mention in here is that I've noticed a few different things. Now, number one, if we notice that this is all gone, that is because I actually ran out of distilled water in this system, and the best I can surmise of the situation is that every time that the system does that little smoky thing like that right there, it's so annoying when it does that. But every time it does that, that is basically killing your distilled water. And what it means is that for some reason the system is hanging up, and I'm not quite sure why it's doing it on this one. Everything seems fine there. That seems fine. Oh, so there's no coolant in this one. Why is there no coolant in that one? No, there's not supposed to be coolant in that one, but there was coolant. Okay, so what was happening, that the coolant was getting stuck in this one. That's probably because that is full, which is usually means I have to come in here. And I don't have anything right now to do it. But what I found out is that I need to level out these 2 coolant towers, either make them taller or have a way for they can level each other out. Because what happens if one gets full, then this side will have nowhere to put the coolant, so they'll get full inside of the liquid heat exchangers, and then that will happen, which causes issues with the distilled water. So every time that happens, you lose a little bit of distilled water. Every time your reactor shuts down, like your fuel rods run out, you lose a little bit of distilled water. So the distilled water in the generator itself is not a system that will last forever. Unlike the coolant, which will last pretty much forever as long as you're using it. You know, you don't lose it in some other strange way. But the distilled water is a problem with the system. And the biggest problem I have right now, if we actually looked at this, it would show that I did have some calcification. That is because I'm pretty much out of distilled water. I can't make it anymore. So I had to use regular water. And what I did is I grabbed just a bunch of regular water. You actually saw it over there when we opened the chest. And I just placed it in here, and it filled it up. I filled it all the way up, and what happens is eventually the distilled water that was in the system cycled through, and then the new water, the regular water, came in. And what happens there is it gets turned to steam just like normal, but you get the calcification problem with these engines. It went back up through, and once it got up to, let's make it up there. Once it got to the condenser turns steam into distilled water. So it got cycled back through, got turned into distilled water, and I was back to distilled water. But unfortunately, one of these tanks filled up. Running through these gives you about 10% of this calcification, and that means that I could probably do this maybe 8 more times, 9 more times, and eventually what happens when calcification gets to 100%, the steam generator will melt down and it will disappear, basically meaning it got destroyed. So that's one thing I did. I also set this up a little bit different. I still used BuildCraft pipes, but I used BuildCraft pipes that are a little bit different. If we can see that some of them are actually touching, but they're not connecting, and I'm not using plugs like on some of these. How is that possible? Well, these are colored pipes in BuildCraft. They've always been here. I haven't messed with them yet. But if you color a pipe with a dye, that means that it will only connect to the other pipe, the same colored pipe. And you can do all the different pipes. You can do the iron and all of them. All of them can be colored, and they won't touch. Like this one's green, and this one's I think this one's the gray one, like a gray colored one. It's hard to tell with the super hot coolant in it, but so that's the difference I did here. Other than over here, I just kept all the pipes kind of separated somewhat. Over here, I tried to make it a little bit more compact for I could go directly into it. So that's about it, guys. Big difference is that was the big differences that I made, and that's how that worked. So I'm gonna call it quits on this episode, and as always, guys, this is Malkuth 1974. Have a great day. This is Malkuth out of here.